disconnect in my head. It has to be a source of immense despair. But what I hate is the medical professionals who, instead of helping you with that, and instead of helping you to accept who you really are and find joy and fulfillment in it, they're trying to make a quick buck. And
hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back. I'm Van, and we are all the LFR family. Shout out to all 620,000 of you all. I'm out here waiting for my baby girl to come to the car, but I was watching something just now that just gave me 1,000% more respect and appreciation for Matt Walsh. He was at another one of his speaking engagements, and just like usual, we've heard this from Ben Shapiro, Candace, many other people, even Flecker's talks, Caitlin Bennett. Whenever they're on like a college campus and they're speaking or something, there will be a great deal of people standing outside protesting, yelling, cussing, doing whatever they got to do to disrupt whatever they came there to do. But anyway, he was somewhere at one of his speaking engagements, and you know how when they come in line up and they ask questions, well, a transgender, I guess, future trans woman, it was a man who was in the middle of this whole surgery process and all that other stuff, came up there and asked Matt Walsh a question. And what you're about to witness, I'm not talking about the question, because how Matt Walsh handled the question was absolutely phenomenal. It was what he said after he answered the question.
8 months ago, I was diagnosed with gender dysphoria while I was inpatient here in UW-Madison. I looked into the research and talked to doctors, and through my journey, I decided to explore medically transitioning, because it's shown to decrease suicidal ideation, stuff like that. And since then, although I've had to deal with other issues such as transphobia and sexual assault, I've been more happier overall than I ever was before. And my question to you is, what specifically about medically transitioning do you think is so immoral that we should ignore the potential benefits? And why should I listen to you as somebody who's not a medical professional and has not experienced gender dysphoria?
There's a dishonesty behind it. Dishonesty in the false promises that they make, which is that you can attain this image of maleness or femaleness, or that you can actually become, in some ways, the opposite gender or sex, whatever words you want to use, which is a lie. It's not true. You never can.
I think I can pass. And I have a horrible Adam's apple. My voice sounds like this. I still love myself. And there has always been money in making people happy, like wearing nice clothes or good food. It does cost a lot of money. That's why I can't get surgeries that would make me a lot happier.
But the point of medicine is not supposed to be to make you happy in the moment. That's not the objective of medicine. The objective of medicine is your overall wellness. It's about treating what is actually wrong. That's medicine. And so if you are struggling to accept who you were born as, what your actual biological identity is, I have all the compassion in the world for that. I mean, I can't imagine having that disconnect in my head. It has to be a source of immense despair. But what I hate is the medical professionals who, instead of helping you with that, and instead of helping you to accept who you really are and find joy and fulfillment in it, they're trying to make a quick buck. And they're selling you false promises, and they're telling you that this stuff is based on long-term studies, and they're lying to you because it's not. There have never been any reliable long-term studies on almost all of this stuff, because the fact is that the medical industry only started doing this at such a large scale recently, so they couldn't have the data. They're pretending that they do. They're lying. And that's what I hate. That's the immorality. And I wanted to show that to you because, first of all, again, I appreciate the fact that somebody was actually willing to go and stand up there and ask a question. And also, I want to show that it's we have this idea that when you're talking to someone who actually is trans or actually identifies that way and is going through the whole process, that it's like we have to choose between being compassionate, or being truthful. But I regret in some ways the applause for me at the end there. You know, it kind of makes it sound maybe at the end like a Matt Walsh destroys type of video, and that's not what it is. It's not what I intended. I certainly hope that the student, you know, that wasn't his takeaway. This is not a matter of trying to debunk or embarrass someone, certainly. I care about him. I do. I care about these kids who are being taken advantage of. I know a lot of them hate my guts. They think that I'm a horrible person. I'm a monster. And I get that. That's the way they see it. That's okay. But I care about them.
Much respect to you for having the heart to come up there and ask the question you asked, because that could have went any other type of way. Now, as far as Matt Walsh is concerned, y'all saw when he was talking about when his audience started to clap, he felt bad because his whole purpose of answering that question was not to embarrass the guy. He was just saying, look, I care about you too. I understand that you go through so much, So I'm not trying to add on to that by putting you in a situation where you feel like you've made the wrong decision to come in here and speak to me. And all I did was take the opportunity to, as reaction channels say all the time, destroy you. That was not his whole purpose. His whole purpose was to do what I love seeing people do on this platform. And that's bring unbiased truth. That's actually look out for people. That's actually care about people. I like that. I enjoy that. I can get with that. That's the type of stuff I like to share. That's the stuff I like to witness and witness live while giving my my commentary. Those are the type of videos I like to respond to. Not the ones where people are getting straight embarrassed because they have a different ideology of you. I can care less about that. I don't learn anything that way. It's entertaining. It's more like Jerry Springer, Ricky Lake, all those old shows that I used to watch back in the day that was just for that purpose, just to bring people on the show just for the sake of embarrassing them so that the people who work there can monetize. I'm not interested in that. I don't learn from that. And those people, the trans guy that came and asked that question is God's child, just like any of us. They just have a different way of thinking. And they firmly believe that the people who have medical degrees are the ones with the answers. And unfortunately, those people are only looking out for themselves. They're not looking out for the actual trans community, and that sucks. Nobody's putting God first with anything. But if we're not even talking about with God and all that other stuff, because that's not even how Matt Walsh led the whole conversation. He wasn't talking about spirituality or religion. He was just talking about right is right and wrong is wrong. And I wanted to give my point of view based off of what I know to be true and what I know to be false. And it just came off awesome. It just came off like he cared about people, and I enjoy that, man. I love seeing stuff like that. And I hope and pray that many transgender or people in the LGBTQ community see that video or see this video and understand that people are not, just because someone is against what you're for does not mean that they are against you. It doesn't mean that they want you to suffer. It don't mean that they believe they're better than you in any type of way, shape, or form. It just means that they know from a different way of looking at things and from their own research that the likelihood of you being taken advantage of at this moment is extremely high. I really enjoyed that conversation. Hopefully you guys did too. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. And please make sure you hit that subscribe button and the like button and the bell on your way out the door. Thank you so much for everything, guys. I'll see y'all on the next one. Love y'all.